unfortunate that a lot of people jump into marriage without going through premarital counseling.
I don't know why. Maybe because they feel that
It
the
has
church
got
is the
nothing,
lead
and
one.
they've made the church sort of colonize it. So they just think, oh, because I'm not a worker in church, I don't go to church regularly, I cannot attend marriage counseling. No, you can attend premarital counseling. It must not be, within the confines of a church.
Hi everyone, welcome to Intimacy Talk Part 1. I'm your host Tammy and this is Resonate with Tammy podcast. Today we're discussing a fascinating topic, couples compatibility in the bedroom, navigating cultural expectations versus happiness and the anatomy of sex. Joining me is Precious Odein, a renowned expert in relationship and intimacy. Welcome Precious again to our show.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Lovely to have you back again. So let's dive right into it. Couples compatibility in the bedroom is a sensitive topic. What are the key
Yes.
factors that can contribute to a fulfilling sex life, and how can couples navigate differences in desire and preference?
Okay, so let's talk about compatibility first. To be compatible with someone means you fit with that person.
Okay.
So compatibility in the bedroom means you both like the same things, you enjoy the same things as it has to do with sex. You like to explore the same things. So even when it's your partner who suggests it, it's not going to be so horrific to your hearing. It's going to be, oh, really? Oh, I would like us to try that out. Or,
Okay.
and then you're also open to talking about your sexual preferences, your sexual experiences with each other as a guide to either maintain what you currently have or even improve on it, sometimes.
Okay.
Um, but I keep referring to us as Nigerians and us as Africans. There's a lot of, I call it being quiet in the bedroom as it has to do with women.
Why?
So men were taught to be more expressive. It was like a silent kind of rule that sex was made for the man. So the woman's duty was to make sure her husband is satisfied. There was no space for the woman to say, oh, this is what I want.
Hmm.
Civilization has opened us up to these changes that now a woman can be the one to tell the man, this is what I like.
Okay.
Coupled with the fact that in some traditions, there are certain things a woman can do. For
Okay.
instance, I know of a tradition in this Nigeria where a woman cannot be on top of a man. So it always has to be missionary style. Now imagine a man from this type of, tradition getting married to a more liberal woman. And then, one day during sexy time, she pushes him on the bed. You know the way men push women on the bed, like so that you can fall with your back. She's the one that does that. She's trying to take charge and then she goes on top of him.
Mhm.
He in his mind, you'll be like, oh, this man is trying to kill me. Those kind of issues can come up. As in, we've seen lots of things. Oh, I'm not supposed to sleep with my wife on the floor.
Hmm.
So when we talk about having sex and you're in the living room or you're in the kitchen, you just want to go to the floor, like the bedroom seems too far away. And then the man is like, no, we must go to the bed though. In my place, we don't sleep with a woman on the floor. So these kind of things can hinder a couple's sexual compatibility.
Hmm.
It's not supposed to, but then because of cultural background, traditional background, or personal beliefs, or even a family's unique upbringing, children can inadvertently grow up to be adults and carry these thoughts and practices into their marital beds.
Okay. So, what role does communication play in resolving these differences, like you mentioned?
Yeah, communication is key to everything. Communication helps you, to express what you need at every point in time. So let's even take two liberal couple, that's a male and a female, both of them are Libra.
Okay.
And this is what the woman likes, and yet she can't communicate it to the man. Sex will never be enjoyable for her
Okay.
because he might not be doing the things she likes, and yet she can't tell him. So communication plays a very vital role, because if I like to be kissed in a particular way and you're not kissing me in that particular way, I would not enjoy the sex. You would enjoy it. You would even think I am enjoying it, which, makes me remember a discussion I was having a few days ago with someone. And I said, if women were allowed to really answer the question, did you come? If
Because
women were allowed to really say the truth, it's going to cause like World War 10, because that
I
war
wonder
will never
why.
stop.
I just wonder why. Why? So that means we lie to protect our men or what? We don't want them to
Yes, we
attack.
like, because of that's the thing about the way the world views men and their ego. So you don't want to bruise his ego. It takes a very matured couple to say, oh, my, like, for a matured couple, male and female, so the woman can say, oh, guy, today own, to enter like that, this is what
Mm.
we could have done better. And for the man to also take that same criticism, so to speak, in good faith. It can be the other way around, but mostly we find out that women can't communicate in the bedroom as much as men do. So the man is telling you, lie down, raise your legs here, hang your leg. The man is the one telling you what he wants.
Mm.
He tells you turn over. He's telling, so the women just go ahead instead of saying, oh, why don't we try this, or this is how I like it, or without even him telling you raise your legs, you already know what you want, and you guide. If you don't want to speak it out, you can guide his hands or guide his actions for him to understand what you want or what you need in that intimate moment. And it also helps when the woman already knows what she wants, because it's not just about telling the man, this is what I want. Madam, do you know what you want?
Mm.
So
True.
knowing what you want and then communicating same, desires or wants to your partner, and then saying it in such a way that you don't bruise anyone's ego. You don't make him feel
Yeah.
like, I just want to give you this information because you have never ever tried for me at all. No, 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 no. We're not saying say it in a sarcastic way or say it, in an insulting way. No. We're trying to say, as women, there's what we call a bedroom voice.
Mm.
Let it be soft and sweet with a smile on your face. If you want to use hand gestures, you explain exactly what it is you want him to do. Trust me, men love to obey women in the bedroom. It all depends on how you as the woman communicates the desire of yours to your spouse.
Mm.
There is a message every man, no matter how high and mighty that man is, there's a message that man goes to. Once the woman tells him, go and lock the door. So I tell women, don't say, if I take charge in the bedroom, my husband, my partner, my spouse. No, but when you tell him to go and lock door, he does not tell you, no, woman, I'm older than you. In my tradition, you don't send men on errands. No, he knows what go and lock the door means.
Yes.
So he stands up, he goes to lock the door. So the same voice you use in telling him go and lock the door, you use that same voice, that same tone to communicate to him what you want.
Oh, nice. So, my next question. What's the ultimate sex secret to unlocking this couple's compatibility? We're still talking about compatibility. What is it?
There's no specific secrets. If you as a couple can unlock your unique, will I say, couple language or relationship language, that's your own secret. So it's unique to every couple, it's tailored to every couple. What will make you compatible, what will make this couple compatible might not be what will make these other ones compatible. So everybody has their level of compatibility, everybody has what they like. How do you communicate this? It depends. Or how do you find your unique language? it depends on the relationship you have with your partner. So communicate, laugh with this person, be comfortable around this person, because trust me, you only tell secrets to who you is. So be down to earth with this person, learn how to talk about anything and everything with this person, and you'll find yourself easily, communicating these wants and these desires. And remember, we're not just saying, oh, it's men that are at fault, no, or we're saying women are at fault, no. It goes both ways, it cuts across board.
Hmm. Okay, so for couples that are practicing no sex before marriage, how do you translate this? Because some people will go like, oh, we did not have sex and all that, but when we got married, this happened, and I'm surprised. I don't know, what did I get myself into? How can this be solved?
For couples that are practicing no sex before marriage, we always commend them. We encourage them to attend marriage classes. Now, when you attend marriage class before you get married, there are certain topics that will be discussed by a licensed marriage counselor. I'm not talking about the marriage class that is only your pastor, who probably might not be licensed, that will talk throughout. No, the real marriage class that couples go for before their wedding. You have the spiritual aspect, you have the physical aspect, you have the financial aspects, and all of that. So people are licensed to talk to you in all of these areas. Now, once you go into marriage counseling, you will be taught so many different things. So communication will be taught to you. There are separate classes you will take as it has to do with your sexual experiences, and there will also be a joint class.
Okay.
Would be held between the man and the woman, or rather for the man and the woman. Now, in the joint class, there will be a time where you can say what you think. Okay, so there are two ways. One, you might be a virgin, so you don't even know what you want yet. But questions like, okay, tell me about what you think sex is, or what you expect your first sexual experience to be. So from what the partner is saying, whether male or female, it gives the other person an idea as to what this person really wants or envisions about it. If I've never eaten egusi soup, I will not know how it tastes. But if the person who is preparing it tells me, oh, I put stockfish inside, I put isam inside, mention some certain things, it gives me an idea of whether I'm going to enjoy that egusi soup or not. So I just painted an analogy. Now, we tell couples, especially those who one of the partners happens to be a virgin, that there are certain things that you need to take into consideration. One, there is no rush in this thing, because this person does not know this thing. You will not start to learn how to drive a car today, and next thing you have entered the highway. No, you start from the play field, a playground, an empty field. You take your time. When you're used to that one, you start entering small residential areas and all of that before you now enter, the main roads or the city roads. So there are things that marriage counseling will do for you. It's quite unfortunate that a lot of people jump into marriage without going through premarital counseling.
I don't know why. Maybe because they feel that
it has got nothing, and they've made the church sort of colonize it. So they just think, oh, because I'm not a worker in church, I don't go to church regularly, I cannot attend marriage counseling. No, you can attend premarital counseling. It must not be, within the confines of a church. We have psychologists, we have licensed marriage counselors that will put you through, because trust me, this is a road that you haven't been on. There are so many people that have been on this road before you. So we're not saying do exactly what they did, but we're saying these are the stories of a million people. What do you see is a similarity between them and you? What are the mistakes they made that you think you might also make? So learn from this and then build on, on becoming a better person, just not just for your spouse, but also for yourself.
Okay.
So attending a premarital counseling class is very, very important.
Important. Okay. So, what resources would you recommend for couples looking to learn more about sex and intimacy?
So we have self-help books. We have the internet. I tell people Google is your friend,
Mm,
but then you should also learn how to sieve what you learn from the internet. Then nothing beats experience. And what I mean by that is you should have an older couple that you look up to, not a couple that is far away from you, a couple that you can actually reach on the phone
mm,
and say, look, like an older couple, you know, you a younger couple, an older couple that will be like your mentors in
mm,
marriage, sex, and intimacy.
mm.
So the way people say, oh, I want this person to be my mentor, you're supposed to have mentors in marriage also. There's nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
So you can call up on these people. Remember, they are not your parents, they are not like, but they are senior people. So you call up on them and say, look, I don't know if you've experienced this in your own marriage, but this is what I'm going through. How can you help? And so that's what I mean by experience, because these people are probably in your city. So, you know, the same son that is beating you is beating them. So when you say, oh, I was in traffic all day and when I came home, he nagged at me, they can actually understand what you're saying because they understand exactly what it is that you're going through. I am also a licensed marriage therapist, but I'm also a relationship coach and very, very importantly, a sex therapist. So we have classes for couples,
Okay.
premarital and ongoing up until the day you die as a human being, basically. As long as relationship and sex is involved, you know,
Mm,
in your life, we are here for you. There are books, anybody who reaches out to me, there are books that I can give you, you get to read, and then we can have a discussion not just about what you've read but about how you can relate the unique challenge you're going through, the intimacy challenge you're going through, with what you've read in the book and then what I have gained as my own knowledge. So you're not going to be able to say, oh, I didn't learn anything, or there was no take home for me. And you never stop learning. So there is no I read 10 books on intimacy, I think I'm done. No,
mm,
you evolve, your partner evolves. So intimacy, sex, relationship will always evolve.
mm. And you have physical online classes, right? So our listeners can know about.
Yes, physical and online classes. And our classes are unique because they are tailored to each individual. We
Do you
have
want
group classes,
to? Okay.
but we also have individual, like individual couple classes or just single classes. Online, physical, whatever is the preference of our clients, that's what we go with.
Okay. Thank you, Precious, for sharing your expertise with us today. I really appreciate
Thank
it.
you
Our
so much.
conversation has been enlightening and informative. Thank you. So, to our
You're
listeners,
welcome.
thank you for tuning in. And if you want to know more about Intimacy Consultant and their work, please look up. I will drop more details on my bio. And please do not forget to subscribe and join us next week. Resonate with Tammy. Until next time, keep exploring and keep shining. Thank you, Precious, and thank you, my listeners. Bye.
Thank you
God
too.
bless.
All right. Bye.